Welcome back to N. Rajini Kiran, my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about file-based system. So, in file-based system, first let me explain the term called file. File is a collection of related records. So, in a simple way, we can say file is a collection of records. Now, let us focus on what is a record. Record is a logically connected set of one or more fields that describe a person, a place, or a thing. So, in a simpler way, a record is collection of fields. Now, let us see what is a field. A field is nothing but a character or a group of characters that have a special meaning, and we can say field is used to define the data as well as store the data. In early file system, or we can also term it as a file processing system, the data is stored on system files. So when we were talking about any management system, database management system, it should specify about the structure in which it is going to store the data. And in file processing system, the structure that it is going to define in order to store the data is nothing but the system files. Now, what is a system file? System files are the permanent files, and these permanent files are developed by the system programmer when the original system was designed. And every database management system should specify mechanisms of how to access the data from that defined structure where we kept the data. So in file-based system or file processing system, the mechanism provided to manipulate the data or information that we have stored in the system files is writing the application programs. So these are the basic contents regarding what is file, what is a record, what is a field, and what is a structure that the file processing system is using in order to store the data is nothing but the system files, and the mechanisms that it is providing to access that data that we have stored in the system files is the application programs. Now let us look to the picture. So this is a basic file-based system structure. So look here, in file system, there are different files, file 1, file 2, file 3 and file 4. These are the files where you are going to store the data, and these are the files that have been defined when system got designed. And to access the data that is residing in these files, file 1, file 2, file 3 and file 4, different application programs have been developed in order to access the data from these files. That is application program 1, application program 2, application program 3. So this is the basic structure of a file-based system. So here the major focus is the data is stored in system files, and to access this data that we have stored here, we are using applications programs to access those data. Now let me explain this with a small example, and the example we are going to present here is about a savings bank enterprise. So because we are dealing with this savings bank enterprise, what data we are going to store in the system files is the first point. That is the information regarding the customers, what are their savings accounts. All this information we are going to store in the permanent files. Now, what type of application programs that we can use in order to manipulate the data that we have stored in those permanent files? And they are in the second point. See here, an application program to debit or credit an account, an application program to add a new account, a program to find the balance of an account, a program to generate monthly statements. So these are few application programs which we use in order to access the data from these permanent files. And these application programs have been written by the system programmer in response to the needs of the bank organization. So whenever the need changes by this bank organization, obviously new application programs are added to the system. So see here, the fourth point is new application programs are added to the system as the need arises. So as we all know that the need of any organization will be changing periodically based upon the requirements or based upon the current trends. So obviously whenever there is a need change, obviously we are compelled to move up with a new application program in order to fulfill that need. Thus, as time goes by, more the application programs and more files are added to the system. So this is all about file processing system. Thank you for watching this video.